And so this is the course. These are the video recordings from last year. You don't have to watch those. They're just a backup. If anything happens, this is the most recent version of my lectures. I don't know, whatever happens, things always happen, it seems. So if there's any interruption, we have those as backup. And let me make this a little larger, if you can see. I put the syllabus here. It's mostly up to date. It's very basic. And it's in Spanish. Most of the materials are in Spanish, but with English as well. So this is the outline of the time. And here is the evaluation. Let's look at that. That makes more sense. So today's our first day of class. We have 12 weeks. We finish on June 8. We will not meet on the 30 because that is Semana Santa weekend. Easter will be that weekend. So keep that in mind. So there are 2 tests. The first one is in like, I think it's 6 weeks I counted. It's 30%. And the second one is at the end. I explain in the syllabus that, oh, let me show you it. Let me open it. You can see it. I explained in the syllabus that at 1 o'clock on the day listed here, I will post the exam for 72 hours. That's 3 days. You have 3 days to complete it. So that works usually with everyone's schedule. Okay, so we will meet on the day of the exam to talk about the material. You can ask questions. I will do some problems, and then I will open the exam at 1 o'clock. And you have 3 days. You can go in and out of Moodle, and you can submit when you're done. You can submit it, and then if you want to change your answer, you can also change your answer. Okay, so it's unlimited submissions until 3 days after. So that's a lot of time. So you should try and stay with the schedule. Do your best to stay current with the schedule. And then basically you have the material, you have all the material at your disposal. You will spend the weeks before the exam organizing yourself, know where everything is, know the highlights. And that's mostly what I'm going to do in the class that we meet is make highlights, right? So make sure, attend the classes for the sections you're having some difficulty with, if you are having difficulty. Okay. So back to Moodle. All right, so what I have here are dates. These are deadline. These are fecha límite. So you work with the schedule to meet these dates, these deadlines. I don't know if I'm going to change any of these. So this is Easter, but it's just, we're not going to meet, but you should have, by then, this should be done. Módulo 2 should be finished. All right. Here I include, so there's many sources of information. This is the unit on designing experiments and surveys and an introduction to parametric statistics. So I call it DNS. And to support you, there are videos that I made in class. There are videos that I edited outside of class. And then there are these professional videos that I have permission to share with you that I uploaded to YouTube. They're old, like 25 years old, but I've never found anything better than them. Statistics hasn't changed. The fundamentals haven't changed in 25 years or longer. So the videos are quite good. And I use the video content to ask questions. You'll see in the materials, I reference the video. So I put these bold because that's required. You should watch it. I have also referenced the videos here, not bold. If you're interested, you can also watch those. They are very short. They're 15-minute videos and there's 4, so it's 1 hour. It's 1 hour. Here you have the textbook. This textbook is what we're going to use for reference. It's a reference book, and I'm going to take advantage and give you some assignments from the book, and they're very easy. They're very easy questions. It's just to get you to use the reference book, get some credit for using it, but you shouldn't spend too much time there. The most of the time you're going to spend is with my videos and my material. This is another book, but this book, New Bold textbook, is not required. Bowerman is required. The Bowerman book can be purchased through Connect with these details here. It's $50. And in terms of the evaluation, it's 10% of your grade will be assignments in Connect. I will make assignments and I usually leave them for 2 weeks. And like I said, the questions are basic, very basic. The tests will be more complex. The other exercises I have are more complex. It's almost like you just do them at the end just to wrap it up, you know, some simple takeaway concepts that I test you on and give you some credit. So you have 10% for Connect, 20% to come to class 5 times and participate. Participate means I will ask questions to the group. Sometimes I see the answer in the chat, or you can speak, you can come with questions. So I'm grading your attendance and your participation and preparedness for the session. Okay, so come prepared, at least prepared to answer questions. So any questions so far? I'm going to get into the details now, but are there any questions so far?
Yes, Professor.
Yes, Aisha.
Where can we find the videos that you mentioned?
Yeah,
The DTD video?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to make general statement. It's a lot to review, so you'll see it in a second.
Thank you.
Okay, so so from the top, these are old videos. I will put our meeting videos here as well. I'll just put this under a heading, the old ones as old ones. That way, if somehow you're watching the video, I don't know, you've seen everything and you still don't understand, you can go back to this and see what I did there. But anyway, I'll just keep them. I thought they were pretty good. And I also, maybe I'll take clips of them. And if that's helpful, if I find good explanations. Okay, so there's the syllabus. There is the schedule. Here is the evaluation. Here are the important dates. Remember that the 30th of March is a holiday. Okay, I'll talk about this after. So there'll be approximately 7 assignments in Connect, and I will use 5 for your score on the 10%. Okay, so you just have to complete 5. I will post the participation grades here. So with the last 4 digits of your student number, so you know where you're standing, because maybe you forgot, did I go or didn't I go? Am I missing something? So that'll help you there. I know we all have a lot going on, and it takes me time to do the participation grades too, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And I'm grading you out of 5 because I give you 4 points for participation and 1 point for the camera. So if you want to participate, but you're like doing something else, as long as you participate, you have the camera off, because I don't know, whatever, you're not dressed or you get 4 out of 5. So it's like that. Let's see, there's a comment in the chat. Okay, I'm going to see about what's happened with the registration. Let me see. I'll check that. We'll have a break and I'll check that. Okay. About the Connect. It shouldn't be closed, but it's possible. Anything is possible. So I'll check this situation. There's all about me. Okay, so for the first module, I think you have this same introductory module for your iMBA courses. And let's see what's going on, because I think it's supposed to have the, oh, I think I have to click here. That's the one that they put in from the administration. Right, right. So you can make you can present yourself here. It helps. So I know who you are. We don't often have time. I guess I'll just ask you in general in the presentation to mention your history with statistics, okay? Mention your experience with statistics, if either in school or in work, or you have no history with statistics. All of us have heard about statistics because a lot of in the media, the media often quotes statistics, right? For elections, this is an election year. They're going to use polls. Polls are based on statistics, statistical methods. So you probably have encountered statistics in the past, but I mean to say, what's your comfort level? What's your experience? You can put that in the photo. That would be nice for everybody to see. There's a question here. I'll go look at that after. Okay, so these are some of the course materials that I've put here. And I have provided this link to the data series here. Actually, I put, I think it's in the syllabus as well. Let me go back. Up here. The syllabus, I put the link. It's easier with the link. There. So you can use this link to find them. And keep it nearby to easily find the videos. If at any time you get stuck or you're confused, you need direction, just you can email me, but you can also text me. Okay, if you're just not sure about something, it's probably easiest to text me. I don't check my email all the time. I don't get alerts from emails, but text me, and text me in the regular text. Don't text me in WhatsApp because I don't even check my WhatsApp. The only text that I check is a regular text, and that's what I'll see immediately. And my number is here at the top. Okay, so put that down too. All right, so those are the videos. So I'll go back to the, you got my phone number, right? I also put it here. Where did I put my phone number? I don't put it here. All right, it's right here too. Okay, so this, I should probably move these to the top part because I usually have them. So these are resources, let's call them. They're resources. I'm going to check. I don't think I put in the syllabus that you need. Okay, let's go through the syllabus. I don't think there's much there. That's why I'm jumping away from it, because I put very limited information in there. I'm not asking you for much. I don't ask you for a prerequisite. I just need you to have your computer. I need you to be able to know how to use YouTube and how to connect, to have a camera. And you need to know how to use Excel. I don't require you to have, okay, I said calculator. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to use Excel for statistics, but also how to use this calculator. This calculator is also, it's a finance calculator. And it computes two variable statistics. It's very easy to use and most efficient. I think it's more efficient than Excel because you have to open your computer, get in, pull up files, enter data. A calculator is so much more efficient with small data sets. So the calculator can be purchased physical. It's about $40. You can also get it on your phone for, I think, $15. I highly recommend the calculator. I'm going to show how to use the calculator. And I'm also going to show Excel, but that's the calculator I recommend. Now, students will ask me, oh, I have another calculator, but this is the easiest, and this is the one I'm going to teach with. In some of the videos, I use another TI, like older videos, I use an older Texas Instrument calculator, but this is the one I'm going to use in class. Okay. In reality, if you have your own calculator, you just want to learn how to use it, you can learn how to use it, but I don't have time to teach it. That's the problem. But you can find YouTube videos for most calculators. The main thing is that it has a stat mode. It needs to have a statistical mode. All right. And you can see that because it'll say stat, or it'll say data, or it'll have a symbol, like a statistical summation symbol. So you can ask me if you want, if it's a statistical calculator, the one you have, but I recommend this one. The one in, you can see, right? You see the page? I'm going to show you in here. That's the physical calculator. And this is the one on the phone. It's pretty much the same thing. You can also, once you buy it for the phone, for the smartphone, you can also buy it for it comes automatically for the tablet. You can find a free version of it as well. The free version sometimes has had problems for students, but recently students have been using the free version without problem. Okay. I think, so this is the TI, Texas Instrument BA2 Plus. You might find a free version that will just say finance calculator, or it'll say BA2 and it'll be similar. So here is, to put it in stat mode, you see it says here, stat. You can see that, my cursor? Yeah. Okay, and then it'll say data. So it should say stat or data or both to be a statistics calculator. Okay. These are tables that we're going to learn about. I'm going to teach you how to generate them, the table values in Excel. I'm very interested to see your post in the photo about your background in statistics, because that will help me to know how much detail I need to provide, or if I can speak much more generally, depending on your responses or your history. Okay. I've had students that have no statistics. You don't need to have a background in statistics to do this class, all right? If that's any reassurance. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so this is the professional series of videos. I want you this week to watch 15 to 18. This will take me, you'll just watch it in here. I want to go to, it's so weird. It's acting weird. So let's go to YouTube. Are you seeing YouTube right now?
Yeah.
Yes, it jumps with me. Okay, you see here, we have a playlist. So they're all here. So with that link, you get to the playlist of all of them. You can store the long YouTube address or just use the one that I gave you. It's here as well. Sometimes tiny URL and YouTube, they move things around. But for now, it looks like, oh, I see. This is the playlist. Okay, so this is good too. It'll give you the playlist directly. So you're going to watch 15 to 18. All right, this week. It's 1 hour. I'd say even watch it today. People like it. See? 4 likes. This is way too few views. The students really, I don't know. They should watch these. I don't know. They don't. Oh, and subscribe to my channel, because if I have 1,000 subscribers, I can actually be monetized. Actually, I am getting ads, but they don't give me any money. I get no money from YouTube. So, just letting you know. So these are professional videos. They are copyright, but I have permission to share them with you here. It's the most, the easiest way. People are not going to go to the library and take out to take out the videos. I tried that. Nobody would go there. And this has very strange hours too on campus. Okay, so let's see. Let's continue. So that was the series of decision through data. That's in YouTube. I think I'm going to add here all the URLs for reaching the videos. I have to move things around. All right, so these are my lecture videos. These are the ones you're going to watch, these ones and these ones. Anyway, everything linked here you're going to watch. So these are the ones that were recorded in class in the past, a couple of years ago, I think. If I go to YouTube, and you see here, oh, these are from, right, these are from, oh, these are from the class that I'm giving right now. So yeah, they're very up to date. There's a lot of videos here, but I'm going to link them so that they're organized for you. But in general, the whole playlist is here. You can even watch it from beginning to end and watch the whole course. Okay, let me go back. So these are me giving the videos in class, or giving the lectures, sorry, in class. These are the instructional videos that I created almost 10 years ago that are page by page of the lecture notes. I'm going to show you from here. These are okay, so these are the lower quality videos because they were from a while ago, maybe with sound quality, but everyone likes them. 6 likes, 2,000 views, because I've been using them for a while. So these have history. You can like my videos. Oh, look, I got a subscriber. Thank you. 400 isn't bad, actually. So these videos are in order. You see page 9, 10, 14, and it has the headings, GDS. Notice I do not have DNS here. I didn't do videos on that because I use the decision through data series and the notes. What I want to show you right now, maybe you know how to do this, but just in case you don't, I want to just show you how to maneuver in YouTube, because you might put me on a higher speed so I go faster, or you might want to watch the video with Spanish subtitles. The subtitles are not perfect, but I think they're better than nothing, and often they can help clear up misunderstanding. Or you can text me and I can clear up your misunderstanding. All right, so most of the time, students do not abuse text privileges. Don't text me, don't spam me, text me. But it's just so that if you really get stuck and you don't want to waste time, let me know. Keep me posted. All right, so let's see. We're going to watch this. Oh, see, this is the problem. I have ads. So what I recommend the students do, because I have ads, is to use the Brave browser. Brave browser, let's see if you guys, can you guys see that? Let me see. Let me change the sharing. Okay, you can see that. So Brave browser, do you know the Brave browser? Instead of using Safari or Chrome or Firefox, set up your computer to open videos in Brave browser. You will not get YouTube ads. Okay. It doesn't store your data, all that stuff. So it's an advertisement for Brave browser. As you can see, mine is not connected to Brave browser because of, I can't even remember. I had it connected to Brave browser, but I disconnected it. I can't remember why, but for this class, I just recommend to watch my videos, how open them in Brave browser. Let me close this as we go. So brave.com, bravebrowser.com. All right, so from my video, I have to be forced to watch an ad. Okay, so there I am. So these are the notes here. They have different headings. I ended up combining notes into modules and somehow maintaining the page number so you can follow along when I transition to the virtual distance course and the distance program. So the page numbers are the same. You can, most of the time, you can trust the page numbers. And so you see, I have the subtitles in. That's with this captioning, right? So that can turn on the subtitles. You can speed me up by going to the tool symbol and changing the speed. You can make me go faster. You can make me sound drunk if you go slower. And I don't know that going slower really helps. I don't talk that fast, but you might want to speed me up. See, Elizabeth really liked the videos last semester. She commented on a lot of them. Oh yeah. Okay, here, what do I have? Oh, oh my gosh, I did this. I put all the videos linked in here as well, so you can jump between videos. Wow, I can't believe I did that. That took a long time, though, I remember. In some of the videos, I have timestamps, so you can go to the place mark to see things, but usually you just forward, right? You can use the forward key, like your arrow key on your keyboard and go forward. You see that? I'm just pressing the arrow key to get through the video. I want to get to a different. So I just focus on this page for 8 minutes. All right. What else do I want to tell you? Okay, translation. So for translation, so you go to the tool, you go to subtitles, and you say Spanish, Latin America. I mean, it's not the best because I know the Spanishes vary, but I think you guys will be fine with that one. And it will translate. And it all depends on my pronunciation, what it picks up. It's not bad. N equals 1. So you can let me know if it's terrible, if you don't like it. Often the students, as long as it's with the English subtitles, they can do fine. Most of my videos have the subtitles in both languages. Let me show you. Okay, let's finish. Okay, let me see if you have any questions, and then I'll show you the Spanish notes. Any questions?
Good morning. I forgot to ask earlier if you recommend a specific place to buy the calculator, the physical one.
I'm gonna say like Office Max or whatever they call it, Office Depot, Office Max. You can get it there. You can get it in Best Buy. You can get it in Walmart. Problem is, when I send my students to get them, they're gone really quick. So you can get it in Amazon, eBay. I know students have got it for $10, and until they get it, you can use the free app on your smart device. I think that should be fine. That's kind of a compromise. Okay, let me know how that goes. But yeah, Office Depot, usually the students get it there. You probably have a chance. Sorry, I just see a comment in the chat. You probably have a chance because the students already got their calculators in Office for, for January. So maybe there won't be so many running to get them right now. You can call ahead too, to see if they have it, so you don't waste your time going to the different stores. Anybody else have recommendations where to get the calculator? So any office store, supply store, school supply store, business supplies. Someone asked me about the TI-34. If you know how to use it, you can use it. I'm not going to teach with it though. You can use it. It's up to you. If you just have to teach yourself, and teaching yourself is fun because you're going to learn a lot. But it's different. The TI-34 or 84? I don't know, the 34. TI-34. They're different. It's different, but it's up to you. You can teach yourself. Okay, let me show you the Spanish notes. So the Spanish notes have the same numbering. Obviously, the text is different, but it's in Spanish, so you can follow along. This has all forced me to keep the same notes. But I say different things in the class, different examples. Can you guys see the screen? Let me close everything. Okay, so you're here. And now, Brave. Okay, so I have this comment. Okay, this is the Brave browser link. I have this comment about assignments. I'm not going to have you submit any assignments, so I'm going to delete that. You're not going to have to submit anything. Just the exam. You'll see that the exams will be graded automatically in Moodle, and you'll see also I have automated quizzes in Moodle that will be graded too for you to see your improvement or your understanding, test your understanding to get some feedback before any tests. So let me, I will remove that about the PDF because you're not going to send me any PDFs. Okay, let's go to so module 2, it's all in Spanish. These are the videos from last year. Okay, so these are the ones I'm going to ask you to watch that I organized. And then I leaned on an old one. Okay. These are linked to the decisions through data videos, the professional ones I mentioned to you. And these are the notes. So you have here the English notes that you've seen so far. These are the Spanish notes, and I've had them translated, and the goal was to keep all the content on the same page numbers. So I work with that as best I could. This is the same notes, but in English with annotations. In other words, the answers, because I ask a lot of questions in the notes, and then I provide the answers. You see? But don't look at that until you have reviewed the notes, attempted to do it on your own. Don't study from the solutions. It's not a good way to study. This is just here for you to correct yourself, right? This is a distance course. It's for you to correct any misunderstandings and then come to me if you need any extra help. But that's what it is. Okay. So these are, okay, so you're going to do this. You're going to watch these videos. You're going to watch these videos. Well, first you're going to watch these. I should put these first. So these are the videos. These are the lectures. And these are the notes. So the order of operation should be, this is at the top. I should move these around. This is second and this is third. I think I got into a system doing it that way. What is this? I think that's from administration. Okay. All right. So those are the resources that you have. Questions about the resources? I'll reorder them so it's more clear. I'm going to put the notes first. These are the professional videos. These are the classroom videos. And our meetings will be on the top, at the very top. So you can scroll through those first to make sure you didn't miss anything. Here are practice problems. So when you review the material, you can go to the practice problem and then you can look at the solutions. I call this homework. These are questions that are multiple choice. So these homework questions are more like the exam questions you're going to get. Okay. Multiple choice because it has to be automated grading. So you have the questions and oops, you have the answers in the homework. That's here. Tarea de práctica is in Spanish. And these were, I had to create these for the requirements of the platform when I first created the course. Those are the problems. And I used to have the students submit them, but I didn't have anyone to grade them and it took too long. So I decided just to give them to you. That way I don't have to make new ones every year. And you can correct yourself. All right. It's all in Spanish. These ones, I did not translate this homework. If anyone has trouble with that, let me know. But it's just for study. And like I said, on the exam, you will have Spanish and English. I also did not translate the quizzes. So these are some things I did not invest time in. So this is the quiz that is in English. So you can finish it and it will grade you right away. It'll tell you which one is wrong. It asks you many times. So I got the first one wrong no, I got wrong first. The second one was wrong. They're all, so they tells me which one is wrong and which one is right. But it doesn't tell me the correct answer when I got it wrong. So you can try again. Okay, so you can try it again. You can try it as many times as you want. So it's just for practice. I will not grade this. It's just for you to learn. Okay. This is closer to my exam problems. I even think the quizzes are a little harder. They're even a little harder than the exams. Questions about everything so far. So repeating, these are going to be the meetings that we have every week. Here you have the decision through data video. These ones are required, but in the continuing in the course, you don't have to watch these. It's just optional, but these ones are required. Maybe I can put the word requerido up at the top. These are the notes.
So sorry, good morning. Which ones are required?
These 50-minute videos. All these on the top are required.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everything else is optional. These are the notes. These are not required. These are just if someone has a lot of time on their hands or they want to see something another way, they're old videos. So I'll try and put better headings that's more clear. These are practice, 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 and the practice. The quizzes, you work at your own pace, okay? You work at your own pace, and then, but just keep in mind the deadline to complete the material. So you have a couple of weeks for this one. Okay, so what happens in the module 3 is you have here the video meetings. These are the educational videos. This is just some supporting documents. These are the notes. And for this unit, there's 2 sets of notes. So don't get confused because it's Spanish and English. And then the second set of notes. And this is just the solutions. Again, I always have a solution document because I have questions, you see. Let's see what I did here. So this is the same notes, but I put in some comments that if you read the notes, you would have attempted to answer the questions. I'm giving you the answers. Okay. Yeah, I think I got to organize this because I have too many things here. Okay. These are the page by page instructions. So for the first or for the module 2, you don't have these. I didn't do these. This is your priority to get through the notes page by page by page. But if you feel like you understand something, you don't have to watch it. Most students don't know about the weighted mean. So they'll watch this one, but they may understand all, the other material. So these ones are page by page videos. The practice 2 practice documents, the homework, and the quizzes.
Excuse me,
So-
Professor.
Mhm.
When you mentioned that those are like page by page, that means that from the textbook that you recommend, these are
No.
the explanations?
No,
Okay.
from my notes.
Okay, got it.
The source, the main source are my notes. The textbook is just a reference. It's just a reference in ways like some student, usually professors have to assign a textbook. So I had to assign a textbook, and I decided to give you credit for getting the textbook with 10% on the Connect exercises. And like I said, I'm only going to put like 10 exercises in there, and it's just like a review of everything. Once you've done all of this, you go and Connect and quickly answer the questions, okay? Your focus are the page by page videos. So I think I've got to fix the platform a little bit because I have a lot of stuff in here to make it clear what you have to do. But these are the page by page. So these are your priority. The reason why I didn't say that before was because there's no page by page for module 2. The page by page starts in module 3. And you'll see it's the same format after that. You see. So during these meetings, I will spend time talking about Okay, so in this one here, module 5, I do not have a lot of page by page. I just have a few. That one depends on the conference videos. So in our meetings here, I just look at, like I do the highlights of the class, of the unit or module. Okay. And answer any questions that are aclarar dudas anyway. That's what we're here for. But you work by yourself mostly. Going through. I'm just scrolling through everything here. This is okay, so everything I showed you was all for the first test. The second test begins with probability, and again, so yeah, there's not so much page by page. It's more in the videos. I solved some problems page by page. And then, so it's more early on. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have anything because it's a continuation of the other one. So this is kind of why we have to meet so I can clarify these things. So it starts to break down. It's more like the instructional part is more important. So the way this course works, let me go back to the beginning, is you're going to learn first about where data comes from. Okay, data to conduct statistic estimations. Then we're going to learn how to calculate statistics in the next unit or module. We're going to learn about graphing and descriptive statistics. If you take data, you put it in software, the software will give you all kinds of statistics. The question is, which ones are the right ones? That depends on the kind of data you have. So we're going to learn about different kinds of variables and different kinds of appropriate statistics, and then interpreting results. We're going to learn about parametric statistics that all relate to the normal distribution. We're going to spend the first, these 3 modules will be all about one variable statistics, mostly about one variable statistic. Then we're going to finish before the exam with a discussion on 2 variable statistics. And that's going to be in regression. After the test, we're going to spend building from this base, this foundation. We talk about the theory of estimation. And then at the very end, we use the theory of estimation to determine if we found something of significance, something worthy of reporting, because there's usually an understanding about different phenomena, whether it's in medicine, whether it's in education, whether it's in psychology. There's a basic understanding of things, and research tries to look for new things. Okay, so we're going to learn about how we use the theory of estimation to determine if we found something new, statistically significant, and that's going to be the end. I'm looking at these dates, and I've divided them pretty much that we have 6 weeks for the first part and 6 weeks for the second part. Does that look clear? I kind of got interrupted with Easter, but let me double check that it's 6. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a lot of work, but it is very complete. There's some things I put at the end that I might not have time to discuss, and you probably will care less because you have a lot on your mind. But I will mention it, but not test you on it. But I'll be very clear at the end what is responsible, what you're responsible for. All right. Juliet.
Yes, Professor. I'm just not sure if in here it's already included which sessions are we supposed to be participating, like which 5?
You choose. What it-
Also, you will provide sessions all of those dates.
yes.
Okay.
I will attend every Saturday, unless there's something urgent I have to attend to, but I will be here every Saturday and you decide which 5. If you can't decide, just come to all the first 5 and then see if you want to continue or no. All right. But
Okay.
it's just up to you. It's so that we're connecting in person. I'm available to clear up any doubts at a regular time, scheduled time. And any students that have a very tight schedule and they can't make it, they don't have to suffer because it's supposed to be 100% online course. The idea of meetings came at, I don't know, at some point in the last 3 years. This will be the 3rd year completed of this program. At some point, we were told to meet with the students at least half an hour. Half an hour for me is not enough to do anything. So I'm going to make it, I've said 2.5 hours. It doesn't have to be 2.5 hours. We can make it 2 hours if we agree. But I'm putting in the schedule 2.5 just so I don't schedule anything over that time. How does everyone feel if we just do 2 hours? Are you like that? You like that? It's kind of going to burn out, right? Yeah, we'll say I'll schedule 2.5, but we'll aim for 2 to be done. And then, because I'm happy with that too, at least I have some of my morning to do other things. But it's very important that we meet just to keep you on schedule. For me to highlight what's important because there's a lot of material. So you develop a more of an intuition about what's important and what's not. That you understand something. Like there's some things you just won't completely understand. You're just going to have to accept. But there's some things you got to walk away with understanding. And I hope that you don't forget them. I hope that you take this course, the material, all through your program and beyond. All right, that's my hope, that you walk away with new knowledge that you keep with you. So we're gonna aim for 2 hours, and then if I go over a little bit, everybody's going to be cool or they'll just leave, or the video's there. You could watch the last 5 minutes if there were an extra 5 minutes and you had to leave. All right. So you guys can email me about any issues I've mentioned that you want to keep private. And let me know right now if you want to say anything. So 2 hours is the preference for most people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we kind of burn out. And we can take a break. Let's take 5 minutes. Everybody take 5 minutes. Get a drink of water or tea or adjust your camera, whatever. Okay, let's take 5 minutes. Okay, Damaris asked me about quizzes. Quizzes are up to you. It's open. You can do them whenever. How do I change this to everyone? Okay. That's not right. I have, let's see. Okay, I'm back. I'm back and I edited some of the dates. I think I didn't leave enough time, so I just I just replaced on the schedule. Yeah, so that you have 1 week, 1 week, and then 1 week, and then this is 3 weeks for the end. So these are the ultimate deadline, fecha límite. Límite, yes. Or is it limited? Did I put the accent in the wrong place?
Limit.
It should be on the I, right? The accent?
Yeah,
In the first one, límite.
first one.
Límite. Yeah, I don't know why I put it there. It's weird. Okay, I'll fix that too. So the point is I just changed these dates. Those are the deadlines. It means that
When-
you should try and beat the deadline and be earlier. Okay, like that's the last date you should be working on that. So if you're ahead, it's better. All right, these are the deadlines dates.
Sorry, what's the difference, for example, in module 8 that has 6 hours?
Oh, what's the difference?
Uh-huh.
That's why I had this. What do you mean?
So for example, the previous ones, they said like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That means it's like 1 week, right?
Yeah, yeah, I screwed
And-
that up. I have to put that 1 more week ahead. Yeah, that's the thing. 3 hours. This whole thing, this introduction, it sort of messes things up because I want to make this 3 hours, but I had to put this 3 hours. These are all a week, right? 3, no, I see that's 2 weeks I put here.
Oh, I thought that
That's
the module
because-
8 was divided into 2 weeks, each of 3 hours.
Yeah, no, but you're right. This should be, I should put this halfway. I should put this 3 hours. Anyway, I'll look at it again. I'll fix it. But basically there's like 2 weeks in here and there are 3 weeks in here. These are, I split one thing into 2 parts. And then this is 3, 3. This all makes sense. It's this one that messes me up because I really don't need this one. I should just move this to 1 hour and then move that to 5 or something. Or anyway, I'll figure it out. But anyway, these are basically the deadlines for finishing these materials. I'll work on getting my hours right. I haven't included in the hours your time on the exam because then we're really over because I'm giving you 3 days. So I don't even know how to include that. But I give you 3 days for the flexibility. The whole hours concept doesn't exactly work with the distance courses, but I'm doing my best here. So I'll edit this again, make it more clear. But these deadlines are pretty much the deadlines. But work to finish before the deadline and get on to, like, maybe I can make 2 columns where I have the ultimate deadline and the recommended deadline, because if you finish earlier, you're better off. Essentially, your test is on this day, the 27th of April, and you should finish before that date, the regression, but that's like the last day to finish regression, because then you have your test. So you want to be finished before so you can review everything for your test. So like I said, these are ultimate deadlines. Last deadline, last date. Okay, so let's see where we begin. I want you to watch those videos. So what I want to do right now is, oh, let me turn this on. Just do a brief introduction.
Profesora,
Sí.
la clase, o sea, si la prueba es el 27, entonces no se estaría reuniendo la clase ese día y se usa ese tiempo para realizar la prueba, o igual tendríamos
No, we're going to meet.
Ajá.
So we can do highlights. I can answer questions, do problems together. And then at 1 o'clock, I post the exam and you have 3 days
Okay.
in your time to complete it. Don't take 3 days. You should take 1 hour. But I put it there so everyone has a different schedule. It's for flexibility. Some people didn't finish on time. They have some time to review before the exam. Some people will finish it right away. But I'm giving 3 days so everyone can find the time. Also, Saturday, it's the weekend. People have something on Saturday, something on Sunday. Then they have Monday, they have to work. So at night, they'll finish the exam. Like, I'm trying to imagine all scenarios of your lives. There's a big class here, and I'm trying to meet everybody's needs. That's the whole idea of the distance, is to accommodate. So that's my accommodation. And let me know if it's not working for you. Anyone who wants no more time. That's the maximum. If you ask for more time than that, I probably won't give it. Okay, because that's a lot of time to find in your schedule to take that test. And there's just 2 tests. So basically 5 classes, well, 4 after this one. Okay, so you have to attend 4 classes, you have 2 tests, and you have and the Connect you should be doing. I will have the deadlines after the master deadlines. So you have some time after you've reviewed, because I want you to focus on the platform materials. When you go to Connect, it's just to review and answer a few questions and submit. You shouldn't spend a lot of time with Connect. Okay. How many of you have never used Connect? You can put it in the chat. So I have an idea. Okay. Okay. It's not hard. It's just to get an idea if I have to do any education there. Right. So far, like a third of you. Okay, I'll make sure it's running smoothly, and I'll send you a message when it works. But like I said, I put like 7 exercises, and only 5 of them will be for your 10%. So they're 2% each. And you can miss a few of them, or you can do them all. Lots of flexibility here. Your priority is to get through the video instructions. and the notes. The rest is just practice, just a matter of practice. Okay, so I'm going to show you here where I want you to go. Okay, I'll get the English ones. If somebody wants to use the Spanish ones, you can do that and let me know how that goes. I've got no complaints about the Spanish notes. Everyone seems to, whoever uses them doesn't complain. If you follow the steps of Connect, you should have a code. Okay, so don't pay more than $50 for anything in there. If it asks you to spend $150, that's not the right thing. So I will clarify things with the representative, what happened with Connect. But you should have a code if you follow the steps and you put that code there, and then you get access. Is that how it works? Simar, if I'm saying it right.
Yes, Professor, good morning. Yeah, I just wanted to register first and see if the page was able to load
Okay.
properly because of the issue that happened earlier this morning.
Yeah.
It did, but it was giving 3 options. So I suppose that, if we do follow the process correctly, it should give the code once you buy the book, and then you can add that code into the access. And it's supposed to
Exactly.
give you that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to be able to see the textbook, you have to be I think you have to remove pop-ups at this as well. That's another step. So any issues with Connect, yeah, just keep me posted and I'll get back to you. So far you didn't do all the steps. That's what you're telling me to get the code.
Oh,
So-
yeah, correct. I just wanted to see if the page loaded. Yeah,
Okay.
haven't bought the book yet.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for your help with that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to open the English notes. And here we are. You can do the same with the Spanish if you like. And it's going to look very similar, just in a different language. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. We only have a bit of time, but I wanted to set you on the right path. So the first question I have for you is, what is a statistic? What are statistics? What is a statistic? How can you answer that? I'm going to use my iPad for a moment. So yeah, referring to these notes. I'm having a connection issue. Why? Hold on. Hold on. It's supposed to connect. Oh, okay. I see. I'm pressing the wrong one. There. Oh, I'm having some issues. I don't know why. Screen sharing paused. Did I pause it? Okay, there it is. I don't know why I'm being delayed. Okay, so now some of you told me already that you don't know, you'd never taken statistics. And that's okay. You're going to learn now. What is a statistic? What is a statistics? Maybe give me an example.
Is the use of the collection and analysis of information to jump to conclusions or find any answers?
Well, you're telling me about the discipline of statistics, but what is a statistic? But thank you.
Is it a collection of data?
Close. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, what is a statistic, right? What is a statistic? Yeah, you're in the vicinity of what I want to say here. So, okay, a data point, a statistic. Okay, I'm going to give you a definition here to put it all together. It is a number computed or calculated I'm going to write calculated. Computed sounds too like you have to do something. So calculated from a sample of data. Keyword sample. Okay, are there any words in there that you don't understand? It is a number calculated from a sample of data. What is a sample of data? What is data?
Sample es una muestra, ¿no?
A muestra, yeah. So a muestra is a sample. So we begin with a variable of interest. So a variable, what's a variable?
Que puede tener varios valores.
So yes, so a variable is a characteristic of a person, place, or thing. Characteristic. So some examples: height of women, weight of dogs, distance, distance traveled, or let's say temperature. Okay, so you get the idea, right? Temperature. These are characteristics, temperature, or climate. So we're going to talk a little bit about different variables before we go today. Now, these characteristics, you have to think about where you're getting this from. Who are you talking about, or what are you talking about? And what you're talking about is reference to a population of data. A population, reference population. So if you're talking about people, that's everybody. Right, so everyone in Puerto Rico, that's the population. Everyone in Puerto Rico changes all the time, right? People leave, people travel, people come. So there's constant changes. So to know in that moment, and to know in any moment about a characteristic of the population of Puerto Rico, you could get a general idea, but it is changing all the time. So it's just as good, because it's gonna cost a lot. It's gonna take time is money. It's gonna take a lot of time and money to try and get everybody in an instant of time. Now it's easier because we have, technology to kind of track, which makes me uncomfortable, but we can see everybody because almost everybody has a cell phone. We have a better idea now than we did, let's say 10 or 20 years ago. But really, it's just as good and we're going to learn about that, to take a sample. So if my target is to know some characteristic of people in Puerto Rico, it's just as good to get a sample, because the cost and the time and the accuracy will be questionable if I'm trying to get everybody. Now, there are some populations that you can capture. Okay, so if, let's say you wanted to study a very specific species of tree, or a type of tree in a certain area, and you could actually measure and test every tree. It's possible in like a forested area, and you could have a population and you can study every tree. You could have the resources and you could have the equipment and you could have the staff to do it. But most of the time, you know, we learn about, or we work with samples because we're interested in larger groups, but we have limited resources. So we take a sample. So the values that you collect here, so you if it's about people and you're collecting information or data on a characteristic, any number from that sample is called a statistic. So we begin with n sample size. Is sample size a statistic?
Yeah.
Sample size is a statistic. It's a number I calculate. I just add up how many people I have for this example, and that's a statistic. For the population, then, we have to have the equivalent. Universally, the letter N is used for population size. So little n, or lowercase n, is meant to represent the big N. How good a sample, that's what we're going to spend module 2 discussing. Good samples, good collection of data versus anything else. Okay. What is another statistic here? Let's say our variable of interest is our variable of interest is so if we were interested in education level from kindergarten to grade 12 of this people in the sample, and we'll say 18 and over. So we're gonna get our sample from people 18 and over to talk about education in Puerto Rico. So this is like our population. We use a sample to talk about it. And so what are the possible values for education level? So the values could be
From K to 12?
exactly. Well, it could be 0. There could be someone with no education. It could be
Okay.
somebody who's incapacitated or, you know, challenged. They could have no education. You can have K, 1, 2, 3, and then all the way to 12. So there are how many then? 14 possible outcomes. So you have an idea, right? And then with those values, you might calculate something like an average, right? So average, we use the symbol X bar for average. And you'll see, I'll repeat this many times. You'll see this many times, but that's the symbol for average. Another word for average is the mean. In Spanish, it's promedio, right? Or promedio.
Sí.
Okay, so that's a statistic, right? Because I calculate, what I do is I take all the numbers I get, all my results, and I divide by how many I collect, the sample size. So now, see, we know something. Whenever I say N, that's everyone in the sample. Sum all results and then divide by N. Now, I don't know how I'm going to work with K because K is not a number. So I need to make some coding. I'm going to have to do a coding. I'm going to have to recode these numbers. We're going to talk about that maybe later or in a bit. You'll see it in the videos otherwise. So you're going to take those, you're going to have to recode these so that you can actually work with them. So like 0 could be 0, K could be 1, 1 could be 2, 2 could be 3, but you have to know what all that means to interpret. So you're going to get an average education level from people 18 and over that you've sampled in a very good way that you're going to talk about in module 2. And what are you trying to do with that number? You're trying to say, that your estimate, sorry, your sample mean estimates the population mean. That's your goal. Okay, so your sample is trying to reflect what's really the case. Okay, so every statistic is trying to mimic or estimate these. What do we call these? So we call N, X bar, and there's some other things. Those are all statistics. So I'll circle, these are statistics. What are these?
Characteristics.
There's a special word. And the reason I'm going to be specific about this is because when people speak in, vernacular, they just talk to each other in conversation. That's different than the specific use of these words in this discipline. And that's how it is. This vocabulary, economics is really bad for that. They take words and they reuse words that mean different things to different people. So, but in the discipline, it's used in a very specific way. These are called statistics. These in blue are called, like she said, characteristics, but we're going to call them parameters. Our goal is to estimate parameters using statistics. How good they are at it depends on our methods. Okay. So keep that in mind throughout the course, because we're gonna drift away from this, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna drift away. I'm gonna come back, but this is the bottom line. Statistics estimate parameters. All right, so let's take 20 minutes. We're going to just talk about variables, different kinds of variables for a bit. So I repeat myself a lot. It's good. Just be aware. Don't feel like, oh, I didn't understand what she just said. You'll see it again, so don't worry. But for now, write it down. There are many statistics, many different calculations we can make. And the business of statisticians are to develop statistics, improve upon what we already know about estimation, you know, the quality of an estimate. With big data and machine language learning or machine language, I don't know what to call it, kind of statistics that they do, it's very new. It's very new, and it moves away from what I'm going to teach you is known as like frequentist methods. There's frequentist, there's Bayesian, and then there's whatever they're doing now. So I mean, I may never mention this again. I don't even know if that's the right, let me not put it, because I will, but it's a different kind of statistics than, let's call it parametric. We're going to do parametric and non-parametric in this class. Something's wrong with my pen. Maybe that's a better way to break it down. So parametric statistics is what we're going to spend most of our time on. We're going to be finding parameters, and then, or we're going to be estimating parameters, in other words. And a lot of this is based on the normal distribution. How many of you have heard of the normal distribution before?
Sí,
The
profe.
normal distribution?
Yo,
Yeah,
profe.
yeah, okay. So we're going to spend some time on that, and that's at the basis. That's really a foundational concept for what we're going to be doing in the class. Okay, non-parametric doesn't require a certain an underlying distribution to conduct the statistics, and a lot of the machine learning that's done doesn't require that either. And honestly, the statistics, the theory behind machine learning is still being developed. Anyway, I won't get into that too much, but it's interesting. It interests me. Did someone have a comment? I have a hand. Oh, there. Fabienne? You were just saying
Yeah, I was mentioning that I'm familiar with
normal
statistics.
normal distribution and frequent statistics. Good. Okay, so let's look at the document. Let me stop this. I'm going to go back to. All right, so let's review. The goal of statistics is to gain information from data about variables that we can better understand what to expect. So that's really important. We want to estimate parameters for the goal of alleviating uncertainty, right? So we want to know, based on data, what we can expect in the future. So to understand parameters would mean to know, you know, what the situation is. If we were interested in education levels, we'd be able to see what is the education level, and then we can discuss if that's satisfactory, not satisfactory. At least we know what to expect, and we know how to deal with that. Types of data: any characteristic of a person or thing that can be expressed as a number is called a variable. Notice that even though I can express education level as a number, sometimes, you know, with the K, I have to convert it to a number to work with it, but that's not hard. I can do that. A value of a variable is the actual number that describes the person or the thing. Variables are of two main types and two subtypes. Okay, so let's clear this up about variables, because I was very general just before. Here are 4 different variables. Favorite restaurant, number of passengers in a car, temperature, and performance rank. To understand them, I'm going to take two at a time, okay? Let's look at favorite restaurant and think about what are the values of a favorite restaurant variable. So let's look at that. I'm going to share here. So I'm going to imagine, if there's people here, if there are people here who have not worked with Excel, let me know, okay? Actually, I should probably do this in Excel. But imagine we do this in Excel. Maybe I can't open Excel. Let's see, let's do an Excel instead. Let me know if you never work with Excel, because I want to use Excel. And you can put it in the chat. All right, so I have here favorite restaurant. And that's too long of a name, so I'm just going to call it restaurant. For my coding, I'm just going to call it restaurant. Maybe I'll just call it rest. Okay, favorite restaurant. And I'm going to ask people, and you're going to see in the videos and in the second module, you're going to see about how to collect data. But imagine we did in a proper way, we collected data and asked people their favorite restaurant in Puerto Rico. And people said Popeyes, which is terrible. I mean, it's good, but I mean, as a favorite restaurant, I wouldn't say that. What other favorite restaurants could there be? Anybody?
Chili's or Olive Garden.
Chili? Okay, that cannot be your favorite restaurant, but I know what you mean. Just, yeah, give me some restaurants that you, anyway, I mean, I don't mind taking recommendations. Uh-huh.
Dulce y salado, pimentón.
Otra.
Hey. Habichuela guisa.
Habichuela?
Guisa.
Giza? Like this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it Zeta? Zeta?
S.
Oh, S, okay. Yeah. Okay, so say it again.
AGB.
AGB.
KGB.
What's AGB?
KGB.
Oh, KGB. What's KGB?
It's a restaurant in Dorado. It's very good.
Okay. Damaris?
Bottles.
Say it again.
Bottles.
Bottles is a restaurant? You guys are making me curious now. Have you been to Julio Cesar? It's very good. Okay, so let's say then we kept asking people and somebody else said KGB and someone else said Pimenton. Okay, so this is our data. Now, obviously this is not, oh, I like Bistro Cafe.
Very good.
Yeah, so let's say this is our data, but these are not numbers. So what do? We start assigning numbers. So I put, so this is the recoded variable, and I start assigning numbers. So I'm going to make Popeyes 1, Chili's 2, Pimenton 3, this one 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I repeat KGB 5, Pimenton was 3. Okay, Bistro Cafe is a new one, it's 8. So I have different codes for the different restaurant. Everybody okay with that? It doesn't want to go center. I don't know why. There. All right, so that's my recoded restaurant. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I can just put this here and then So this is my data collected, and then this is for my analysis. I've coded it with numbers. Now let's look at the other variable that I highlighted. Let's go back for a second. And I highlighted favorite restaurant and, oh, I don't want to do performance rank. Let's do number of passengers in the car. Okay, number of passengers in a car. So, and you can say a car, SUV, but not a bus, even a van. So how many people can you possibly fit in a car?
Like 5 or 6.
Well, you can fit in a bigger SUV.
Mhm.
I saw, I don't even know what it was now, what it was called, but it was huge. Oh no, I don't want this. I want to go to my Excel file. Like a Pathfinder can fit 7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
So let's say the most is 8. So let's also collect. So we're going to collect over here. I'm going to hide the old data and go like this. A restaurant. So passengers. Yeah, I'm going to code it with passengers, all passengers. That's just to make it short. Passengers in a car. All right, so we sit at an intersection and we observe passengers in a car, 2 passengers, the next one's 4, the next one's 5, the next one's 7, the next one's 2, the next one's 4, 1, 5, 6, 2. Okay, so this is my data. I'm just collecting data, different variables for different purposes. What's the difference between this set of data and this set of data?
You don't have to recode it.
Okay, I didn't have to record it, right? It's a good point because I didn't have to record it because it's an actual, the number means something. Very good. Didn't have to record it. The number means something. The number, this is known as a quantitative variable, that the number actually represents the people I counted. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it means something. So these are quantitative. But this one, the number, does it mean something really? Well, it means the restaurant's name, but it's just from the coding. In other words, the difference is that this is known as categorical. The number that was assigned, just assigned to the category of Julio Cesar or Chili's. It's just the category of the restaurant. Just the name. So that's called categorical. So that's another word for categorical is qualitative, but it's just sounds so much like quantitative. I don't usually say it. Okay, so that's what it's called, categorical or qualitative. Actually, let me put them side by side. It's probably easier to say categorical. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in another variable. The other variable was it was performance rank. Oh, and temperature. Okay, let's get temperature. So the temperature. So examples of temperature in Puerto Rico, San Juan, 27 degrees Celsius. Well, I use Celsius. Let me put Celsius here. I'm going to put temp in Celsius. 27, 26, 25. And temperature is interesting. I'd have to take, if I'm trying to estimate the temperature, maybe at the same time of day for a week or a month. So I get the temperature, let's say I get the Celsius temperature in March. So that way it makes more sense. So 27, 26, 25 in San Juan, 25, always at the same time of day, 27, you get the idea. 28.5, maybe I can use fractions even, 29. 30, 27.5. Okay. Now, what's the difference between this one and this one? First of all, let me ask the question. Is temperature categorical or quantitative?
Quantitative.
It's quantitative.
Quantitative. Quantitative.
Okay, so the way we know if it's quantitative is if it's objective. If I take the temperature and you take the temperature, as long as at the same time of day, we should get the same temperature with different, with a properly calibrated tool, we should be able to get the same temperature. Okay, so quantitative as well, it's subjective. Oops, and the number means something. Why did that happen? I don't know why that happened. Pressed. Oh, I see why. I think because I put an equals. Okay, so it's an objective measure. But there's a difference between this quantitative and this quantitative. What's the difference?
For one of them, you need a tool to measure them. The other one, you just have to see it.
That's not the key difference. Because this is objective too, in that if I'm watching and another person is watching, they can count the same. They should count the same unless they made a mistake, but that's not the point. The point is that we would agree if we had the same point of view, we would agree on the count, right? It's objective. You can bring it to court, but right. It's objective. The difference is, go ahead, somebody wrote it in the chat.
You can control the number of passengers.
What do you mean control? How do you mean?
Yeah, you cannot control the temperature.
Yeah, you can't control either of them. So that's not it, but it has to do with the actual number. So they're both quantitative. The number means something. I can average and it makes sense. I can average the numbers.
Yes, temperature will be a continuous number that it goes into fractions. Passengers will be discrete, is always a specific amount. It's either 1, 2, or 3.
So, right. So the difference between them is that, the term is that one is discrete and one is continuous. It means that you cannot have a fraction of a person. Okay. You have to have one. It could be 0 if you have a self-driving car, but in general, it's going to be 1 to about 8 for cars or SUVs. But you can't have a fraction of a person. But you can have a fraction depending on the sophistication of your tool. You can have the fraction of a temperature, of a measure of temperature. So that's the difference. The way that we differentiate is one is discrete and the other one is continuous, but they're both quantitative. Any other comments? You guys, yeah. So you can get more precise depending on the sophistication of your tool with the temperature. Why do I care about this? I care about this because this will affect the kind of statistics I can compute. Okay. In this course, we spend our time on quantitative and continuous data. Okay. But I need to tell you or introduce you to other kinds of data so you don't make the mistake and talk about them too much or calculate them the same way. The techniques that we use can also be used for discrete data, but you have to be careful. I'm going to teach you how to deal with discrete data and counting variables, but they are different. Okay. So now you know. All right. This one is sitting by itself. Let's get another categorical variable. Another categorical variable, I'm going to fit it in here. is performance rank. I'm just going to say rank. So you rank at a job, and let's say your performance rank, you're in sales, and it's not just your sales totals though. It's about your personality, it's your growth potential. All of this is determined by management, who does an evaluation and ranks all of their sales team, members of the sales team or staff. So someone could be, let's say this is performance rank that is taken so let's say, you know, some people are 12th rank, 14 rank, and let's say it's across different departments. So you could have repetition, okay? So you have different departments in an organization, and this is their performance rank. 20. So the higher you are, oops, the better you are. These are different people with different performance rank in the organization. What kind of variable is rank?
Categorical.
Okay, it's going to be categorical, but let's be clear about why. Let's go back to restaurant. Restaurant was categorical because the number didn't mean anything particular except it was like a label, right? So in this case, and the way that I assign the numbers could be different than the way you assign the numbers. Maybe you take the name, see, it's doing it again, it's adding an equal sign. I don't know why. Anyway, it's taking, let's say you took this list and you put it in alphabetical order, and then you have a different numbering than me. I just went by, oh, this was Popeyes 1, 2, 3. But if you put them in alphabetical, the first one will be Bistro Cafe, and that will have a 1. Okay, so the assignment of numbers is subjective. In this case, in rank, the assignment of numbers is subjective, but in the sense that different managers could come up with different ranks and then they average them to give a total rank to the person. There's no tool. You don't take the salesperson and put them on a scale, or you don't measure them with a stick, or you don't, you know, there's no objective way to do it. So this is also subjective. But before we go, I want you to tell me, what is the difference between this subjective categorical variable and this subjective categorical variable? What's the difference? There's a difference, right? And it's in the numbers. These ones, like I explained, I could put those numbers like that, but maybe you would put them in alphabetical order and then use the numbers in alphabetical order. In this case, it comes from different managers. They could have different numbers, and this is like an average for each candidate. But these numbers, even though they were subjectively assigned or determined, they mean something. I want to be number 1. I don't want to be 12, right? The order matters. The order of the numbers matters. In that case, this is called an ordinal. And this other one, which is an overused term, is called nominal. When it's nominal, is nothing. Like very little information comes from the actual number. Okay, but the fact that these are ordinal allows us to do interesting statistics. We can do regressions with this data, and I'll explain what all that means. So in general, this has the most information, and this one has the least information that you can do statistics with. And those ones in between info. Okay, but it goes on a scale. Okay, so with that, I can put this, I'll put this snapshot on the platform and I'll clean up and arrange the platform a little bit, but you guys can get started. You can watch those, you can look at the notes basically to remember this, because this is the discussion on the first page. There's 2 quizzes right away for you to try and test your knowledge or understanding of these terms. 2 types of variables, quantitative and categorical, and 2 subtypes. It's 4 different kinds of variables that you need to know. And then watch those 4 videos, the professional ones, and you'll be ready to start module 2. Okay. We're going to meet on Saturday to catch up. I hope you can make it. If you can't make it, you'll get to watch the video, but it'll be 2 hours long. And I showed you how to manipulate YouTube to get through the video. I'll try and put timestamps in so you can jump through and just watch the key points as opposed to watching the whole thing and save you some time. Do you have any questions for me before I go? Juliet?
Yeah, I think Destiny and Sean checked the book on the website and it seems there's a different price. Like it's not $50, it's around $55.
Yeah, don't buy that. I'll talk to the I'm going to talk to the representative. Yeah, don't spend more than $50. Okay. You don't have to. Yeah, just wait.
Okay.
It's not, there's no urgency for the book. Work with the materials. The book, the book is not a concern right now. I'll resolve it by next week. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. We're good. Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you. Have a great weekend. Please indicate, put something in the forum so I can know your background and modify accordingly. Bye.
Sorry for interrupt. Sorry, Ivan. I wanted to ask because I'm a little bit confused. Do you have to buy the book in order to have access to the assignments in Connect?
Yeah, but the assignments are not there yet, so don't worry. I will, when I have the assignment, I will post that it's ready for you. I'll
And
keep
you
it
will
going.
provide, sorry, and you will provide the code for us to buy the book, or it's already somewhere?
Once you buy the book, you get the code and then you can get.
Okay. Okay.
You
Thank you.
buy the code, essentially, you buy the code. I'll resolve things. I'll see what's going on in there. Yeah.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.